When the rabbit of chaos is pursued by the ferret of disorder through the fields of anarchy, it is time to hang your pants on the hook of darkness, whether they're clean or not. Good morning, Siobhan.
Good morning, Becca. What time is it?
Too early.
Too early in the morning.
For those watching us, I'm in a dressing gown and my pajamas, and Siobhan is
In a Spice Girls shirt.
and real clothes and has her hair and makeup done. So really setting the bar high for episode 2.
Hell yeah. So this week we're going to be looking at one of my favourite ever movies, Spiceworld.
I have heard so much about this, so I'm very ready.
I have so many fun facts about the film, but I've written you a little thing to read out about it.
Okay, so Spiceworld is a movie about the Spice Girls, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I'll read the little thingy out. Okay. Spiceworld is a musical comedy film released in 1997 and directed by Bob Spears. It follows the story of the Spice Girls who play themselves as they prepare for a show at London's Royal Albert Hall. They struggle to balance the pressures of fame, rehearsals, the desire to have fun, and completely made-up personal lives. Meanwhile, in a desperate attempt to get the Spice Girls into acting, film executives pitch insane movie ideas to the band's increasingly stressed-out manager, Clifford, who is played by Richard E. Grant. The film is a tie-in with the Spice Girls' second studio album of the same name. The film features all but one of the songs from the album, as well as several songs from their first album, Spice. Spiceworld was a #1 box office hit in the UK.
Hell yeah, it was.
Okay.
I've seen this movie so many times in my life, probably maybe 15, maybe a lot of times. Like, I grew up on this movie. Spiceworld doesn't have a lot of plot. It is kind of a lot of little scenes of the Spice Girls going about their lives.
Okay.
It's also very made up, because it's all this backstory that they were friends and stuff before they became a band, which isn't true. Like, they were put together by like Simon Cowell, I think. Like, they definitely were not organically a band together. Yeah. What else was I going to say?
Well, I was just going to say, so I don't know very much about this movie. I know that it's about the Spice Girls. And you told me a little bit about the fact that Richard E. Grant is in it, and some little tidbits about the tour bus.
Yes.
Which, if I'm correct, is TARDIS-like.
It's bigger on the inside, yes.
Which I'm very excited. Yeah, very excited about the TARDIS bus. But they don't travel through time, do they?
No.
Okay, that's a shame.
No.
But my thing is that whenever I go into, so we've taken a DVD of your parents.
So it was a VHS tape that was a little bit scratched at the start, and then my dad ripped it from the VHS onto a DVD, so they were going to play that DVD. So the first song is a little bit scratchy.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, it's not really available on the internet, I think.
This is the thing. So basically, whenever I'm in an op shop, I look through the DVDs to see if I can find Spiceworld, because when I'm in op shops, you do the same thing, and I'm like, well, I want to find a copy of Spiceworld for you.
Yeah.
And I've never come across it, and it doesn't seem like something that's readily available online.
Not really.
So, yeah, I guess it's a bit. Like,
maybe it's because we're in Australia. Maybe it's easy. Maybe it's on something in the UK.
Yeah.
Like a TV player or something like random like that. But I think there might be some sort of slime tutorials for it on YouTube.
Okay.
But I definitely brought along the DVD.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I also don't know very much about the Spice Girls as a general pop culture item.
Yeah, I don't know that much either. Yeah.
Yeah, with my friend. But I don't know a lot of their music, and I know that there's like Scary and Posh and Baby, but apart from Mel and Victoria,
Scary, Posh,
Baby, Ginger, Sporty.
So Victoria, Mel B, Emma, Jerry, Mel C.
Okay, there's 2 Mels.
Yeah.
I didn't know there were 2 Mels.
Yeah.
I only knew Mel B from Britain's Got Talent and Victoria Beckham
from being Victoria Beckham.
From being Victoria Beckham. Is she
Yeah.
in Bend It Like Beckham?
No.
Is Natalie
David Beckham is also not in Bend It Like Beckham.
Oh, okay. So there's no Beckhams in Bend It Like Beckham.
No.
Okay.
No.
I've seen clips of that.
It's a Keira Knightley.
It's Keira Knightley. Sorry, Keira Knightley, Natalie Portman, same face.
Yeah.
Same face. One is British, one is American.
Yeah, I don't think they look that similar.
Pull your head out of your.
You know who does look similar is Viggo Mortensen and Courtney Cox. And nobody agrees with me, but I will die on this hill.
I see that.
Yeah. Let's watch this movie.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Bye. So we're back after watching Spiceworld.
Yep.
And oh my god.
They've got fire in their eyes, hunger in their bellies, and great big shoes on their feet.
This was wild.
Yeah.
I don't know how this film is not like a cult classic because it's so funny and so camp.
I'm so glad you liked it.
So I'm just gonna rattle off a couple thoughts off the top of my head because there's so much that happens in this movie. Like at any given moment, so much is going on. Like it's following the Spice Girls, it's following their manager, it's following Barry Humphries playing like this but basically playing like a Rupert Murdoch, owns a newspaper and is trying to get like good headlines and stuff. It just follows so many different things.
Yeah, there's 3 different like forms of media that are trying to follow because there's a documentary, there's the film pitching people, and there's the newspaper that are all following the Spice Girls.
I'm going to try and explain the plot of this in layman's terms because it's just there's so much going on. Basically, it's a movie about the Spice Girls, but it's fictional because they're not all best friends. They didn't meet. They weren't like friends in high school that like hung out together before they were a band. So it's about a fictional version of the Spice Girls. There's just so much going on, but like the big thing is that they don't feel like they're free because their manager, who is under the thumb of Roger Moore, who plays like a Bond villain-esque character, especially because whenever they cut to him, he's holding a different animal. And the first time he does it, he has a cat, like in James Bond. And then they cut to him and he has a rabbit. And then another time they cut to him and he has a pig for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
That in one scene he's like feeding and you can hear the pig oinking more than you can hear his dialogue.
And he always says really cryptic things.
Whenever Richard E. Grant calls him up on the phone, he like just says something really random.
Yeah, like philosophically, but really just bathed in 17 different metaphors.
And it's just hilarious. Like it's so funny. And so that was, and then basically like the Spice Girls kind of like you're saying, they have a bit of a hard day's night and they go a little bit rogue at the end.
Yeah.
One thing that I did not like about this movie was their really annoying friend, Nicola.
I don't know if it's the friend that's the problem, right? It's just the fact that she's there, like just the way it's written for her.
But also, like they're acting. So it's her name's Nicola, right?
Yeah, Nicola.
Whatever that actress is, I hope that she hasn't. I hope that she's gotten some classes since because it's so bad, and she just kind of crops up at points randomly. Like she just doesn't need to be in the movie, except for then at the end, the reason that they're missing the concert isn't because they've gone rogue. It's because, like, even though they had gone rogue, it's because she's in labor and they have to be with their friend as she's giving birth. So I'm like, that's the only, and it's like, oh, it's okay. We're not actually just like walking out on this. Our friend is giving birth right now. But it's just so, like, her character sucks. Like, when she's in labor, she's just sitting there, normal look on her face, and then she goes, ow, I'm having a contraction, and, like, winces a little bit. And it's just,
she's like, I think this is it. And the nurse runs over to her like, yeah, this is it. This is it.
It's just so not it. It's so like clear that this woman is not giving birth. And it's so like this thing, bad acting. And I think that they could have found a better thing.
Yeah.
But that's my only qualm with this movie. Everything else is hilarious.
I love Clifford. He is so funny, the manager.
So Richard E. Grant, who we love
good
because of his funny little Instagram reels where he just looks insane.
I love him because of this, because I've seen this since before Instagram existed. But yeah.
But I'm a fan of Richard E. Grant.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because
absolutely.
His social media presence.
Yes. Where he does big teeth.
Does big
Hello.
teeth.
Good morning.
Lovely day.
Lovely day.
Lovely day.
I'm going for a walk in my 3-piece suit.
And the thing, he wears ridiculous suits in this movie, has the most outrageous sideburns I've ever seen, and a tiny little soul patch, and the rest is completely clean shaven. I'm just like, how this is like they must have waxed him.
Yeah.
It's so good. And So another things just happen in this movie just inexplicably.
There's not a lot of cause and effect.
No,
Yeah.
which is amazing and I love it. But there's one scene where all the toilets on the bus have broken. Also, Meatloaf is the bus.
Meatloaf is the bus driver.
It's just such a funny cameo.
And he says he would do anything for the Spice Girls, but he won't do that. That is, fix the toilets.
And so they all get off to go pee in the bush. Sorry, in the woods, rather.
Yeah.
No bush in England. And they go into the woods. And then aliens come because they want tickets to their show. And when they can't get tickets, they just, like, ask for autographs. And, like, Jerry gives one of them a kiss because they want a little kiss. And it's just, and then it never crops up again.
No.
Like, full on aliens.
Yeah. I mean, they're dancing at the end, but that's about it.
Yeah. Well, that's just like a little fun cameo again.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, there's just aliens halfway through this movie for no reason. And it's hilarious. Also, their bus is the TARDIS.
Yes. So can I tell you about my theory about Clifford? So this theory doesn't come from me. It comes from my sister, who she thinks that Clifford, the tour manager, is a Time Lord from Doctor Who. Why? Because of the fact that the tour bus is bigger on the inside. And it is a classic British thing. Like, the TARDIS is like a police box and this is like a bus.
It's a bus with a massive Union Jack on it. That says Spice on the top. Yeah,
it's bigger on the inside. And then Clifford also asks the other tour manager what planet she's from at one point. And then I think there's more evidence too, but Richard E. Grant was in, when Doctor Who was cancelled for like 16 years in the 90s, he was in like a spin-off jokey Doctor Who thing. And then in like the 2010s, he came back as a character in Doctor Who playing the Great Intelligence, where he was like this consciousness thing. And there was like the 1800s and Charles Dickens was something. And then recently, when we were watching the most recent season of Doctor Who, Richard E. Grant's face came up on this round thing of going through all the doctors' faces, bam, bam, bam.
The episode with Jonathan Groff.
Yeah, and Richard E. Grant was one of the doctors, and he's 100% he's a Time Lord.
Yes, so, and it really adds up with the fact that this, like, because, like, when you said that it's bigger on the inside, I didn't realize by how much you meant. It's a full-on
warehouse.
Like, and it's really obvious because they'll cut from a shot of the bus driving through London. Also, the bus is not really necessary because they only use it when they're in London.
Well, they go to the country house. They go to the scary old country house for their dance training,
which is really funny. Like, knock off John Cleese.
Yeah. So why did they not have John Cleese?
And so it's like this army guy that's teaching them to dance, and it's just John Cleese.
He's literally just impersonating John Cleese,
like John Cleese doing his Hitler walk. Yeah, it's just that.
Yeah.
But then it cuts to all the girls being in like army uniforms, except for Posh, who is in like a tight mini dress that's like sparkly but still camo and stilettos. It's amazing. And all the girls do this optical course and she just walks through it all.
Yeah.
Which I just thought was like, I loved her in this.
Yeah. It's just good fun. Like, we're just basically telling you all about the plot because it's so hectic. Like, it's just crazy.
So before we watched this, you told me that this has won a Razzie.
Yes.
Which I don't understand. Like, because for me, Razzies are meant to go to things like Catwoman.
Yeah.
Movies that were trying to be good and turn out shit.
This was not trying to be an Oscar-winning movie. This was trying to be a hilarious camp girl power, like, weird movie.
And so I don't understand why
would any critic think that it was supposed to be taken seriously?
It's the question. Silly movie, and that's the point.
Do we want to play the game? Do we want to play the Rotten Tomatoes game? If you can guess what it is on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yes, we should do this for episodes, but we might forget to.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I'm just gonna try and guess the Rotten Tomatoes.
Guess the Rotten Tomatoes score.
So because this isn't an Oscar-winning movie, but I don't think it's a bad movie. I'm gonna guess 65 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh no, lower.
It's low.
It's lower.
Is it significantly lower?
Yes. You have one more guess and then I'll tell you.
Okay. It's significantly lower, 20%.
No, it's 35.
35
and 34 on Metacritic. But all of the Google reviews are positive. It's got 4.5 Google.
Wait, so go onto Rotten Tomatoes and see what the audience rating is. Because, like, does this movie, like, if I was a critic and I watched this movie, I'd be delighted. It's so much fun. It's so silly. Some of the ADR is terrible.
Yeah, some of the dubbing.
I guess we can't talk because we're currently recording a podcast in the kitchen.
Yeah, probably very little. There's nothing to dampen the
No.
atmospheric
And
noise.
there's glass windows and doors everywhere.
It could be quite echoey, but that's okay.
But like it was just so artificially dubbed.
Okay, so it's actually not that much better. So it's 35 tomato meter and 45% on popcorn meter, which is 100,000 plus people.
Okay.
So everyone's wrong because Spiceworld is the best movie.
If you haven't seen it, find a way to pirate it.
Yeah.
Steal a handbag or a car while you're at it.
Yeah. You wouldn't, but I would.
Go and steal
Spiceworld.
Find it at a Vinnie's or something.
Yeah.
And give it a good review online because we need to boost these ratings.
Good.
Do you reckon if we because they just do fucking remakes of everything these days?
Yeah, they should get any children.
Spiceworld Part 2.
And they're all like in their 50s. I mean, this movie came out 28 years ago.
That makes me feel old.
Yeah, we weren't even born when this movie
I was born yet.
What was it? Oh, can I give you some fun facts about this film?
Yes, you may.
Okay, so one of them, the first fun fact that I'm going to tell you is bad. You know how they just went to Italy for no reason?
Yes.
That was because they had a cameo, like an actual part with lines and everything, where they were going to perform with an artist who was famous at the time, who before the movie was released was like convicted of some horrible like sexual assault crimes, and which obviously I don't want to go into, but he was taken out of the movie.
Good.
Obviously. But they
Is this else that I'd know?
No.
Okay.
He's not famous anymore. But they still kept in the scenes where they went to Italy. Yeah. They just cut that artist out of it because they were just in Italy for no reason, for like literally one scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then also in a similar vein, there were all these references to Princess Diana and Gianni Versace, the fashion designer.
Oh.
And those two people both died before the movie came out. So they finished shooting in August of 1997, which is the same month that Princess Diana died.
Oh my God.
And the movie came out in December 1997. So in that 3-month period, they had to cut out all the, like, I assume there wasn't that much, but they were probably like, you know, going past the castle, they do mention the Queen, William and Harry. Yeah. So they'll probably mention Diana at that point as well.
Oh, man.
And, yeah, so that obviously had to be cut out.
Oh, that's so crazy though.
And because they mentioned Gucci, the fashion designer, who I don't know when he died, probably before that. But Gianni Versace died in 1997. So they had to cut out references to him as well.
Oh.
Also, another fun fact is that the album Spiceworld had not been written when they started filming this. They didn't have any songs for the album when they started shooting the movie, which means that all of the songs that come from the Spiceworld album are in the soundtrack. They're not the ones that they're singing. All of the ones that they sing live in the movie, except for Spice Up Your Life, the final song at Albert Hall, all of the other songs that they're singing are from their first album. Because they didn't have any songs. They were
because I guess I kind of thought that it was like in the same vein that a lot of Beatles movies are, which is that like the movie is kind of in conjunction with the album, almost like as a way to kind of promote the album.
Yeah, which is what this was.
Yeah,
because they have the same name and they came out at the same time and everything.
But wait, so Spiceworld, the album came out in 1997.
Yeah,
but when they were filming this and making the movie.
No, so Spiceworld the album and Spiceworld the movie came out both in December 1997.
Okay.
So they were recording the songs from June to September, which is the same period in which they were filming the movie.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. So they were completely just happening at the same time. So they couldn't sing their album songs while they were filming because they were currently being written, like in the same period. Yeah. So that's why all the songs like...
Because I was going to say, I was expecting there to be more musical numbers.
Yeah.
And there were less, but that makes sense as to why.
I think there's a music video that starts off the movie, which is very separate to the movie.
Yeah, you really don't need it.
No, but that's from there. That's from Spiceworld. Okay. And then the song they sing at the Albert Hall at the end, Spice Up Your Life, is the first song off the album.
Like which I heard that. I was like, oh, I do know this song. I know more than one Spice Girl.
Yeah. And then there's some songs like when they were outside the like coffee shop where they used to hang out. Viva Forever is like one of their really popular songs. And that was playing. That was the soundtrack for that moment.
Okay.
And then the opening credits, which is very James Bond-esque, is one of their other really famous songs from Spiceworld.
It's just a James Bond sequence, which I thought was really funny. And I was
There's so much James Bond stuff in here.
Because literally Roger Moore goes over and pours himself a martini from a shaker in this movie.
Yeah, and he mentioned several James Bond filmed names throughout his dialogue in the first scene where we see him. He just like sprinkles them in.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Example?
I can't even remember. But yeah.
I should have noticed that.
Yeah. And then there was another moment where they're doing a photo shoot and the Spice Girls are all dressing up, firstly as each other, but also as all these famous icons from the 60s, like Jackie
Yeah.
Kennedy and, well, not 60s, but Marilyn Monroe. And Posh dresses up as
a Bond girl.
As a Bond girl. Those are my fun facts about this film.
That Princess Diana died.
Princess Diana died, and that
fact.
And that they didn't have any songs when they started filming. Yeah.
I think that like this has to be their legacy.
Yeah, honestly.
I feel like it's going to be like lost media at some point.
Well, I have it.
Yeah.
I have it on a DVD that's been ripped from VHS that I plugged into my laptop.
Does your dad steal handbags?
Anyway, what do you give it out of 5?
Honestly, I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5 because there were very funny moments, but I didn't laugh for as long as I feel like I should have. Like, I think that there was just so much going on that it was almost overwhelming.
Yeah.
So it gets half a mark off for being almost too much.
Yeah.
It's being a lot right now. But it was just so good.
They have excellent outfits. Honestly, Scary Spice's outfits, I've never appreciated them as much as I did this time when I was watching it. Because a lot of the stuff that Scary Spice wears is actually so good.
Such good outfits.
So good.
Oh, take us back.
Yeah.
Just want to go back to 1997.
I just want to go back to 1999.
That's the future.
Yeah, that's a really long way in the future.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
Richard E. Grant will be there.
Yeah, so Becca is currently watching Doctor Who.
Yes, I am.
And she's yet to see most of the episodes that have people that were in Spiceworld in Doctor Who because they're all in it.
Well, that's because it's just British.
Yeah.
This is unrelated to anything else we've been talking about, but I just wanted to say that I loved Christopher Eccleston. I thought he was amazing, and I was really sad to see him go.
Yeah.
And David Tennant is asleep for his first episode.
Yeah, right. He's not even...
And I love David Tennant. And David Tennant is probably the reason that I was like, I'm going to go back and watch all of Doctor Who from the start.
Yeah.
Because I haven't done that before. But Christopher Eccleston was really good, and yeah, I'm mad that he only did one season. Was he in Spiceworld? He does look a little bit like Richard E. Grant. Grant or Grant?
Well,
Grant.
We're from New South Wales, so we say Grant.
Grant, we do.
People from South Australia would say Grant. Apparently they're posh down there.
Wankers.
Yeah. Screw you, South Australia.
Fuck, we've just isolated 30,000 people. We've lost the 30,000 people that live in South Australia.
Oh, no.
See, because that's a funny joke because
there's like only 3 people in South Australia.
I think that this is what a marketing manager would call isolating our audience.
Exactly.
But we don't have one of those.
Yes.
It's just us.
So I think we've spent quite enough time talking about Doctor Who, and Spiceworld is an amazing film that I think Becca should watch again with me when we are not.
This movie would go over really well with about 2 to 3 bottles of wine.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I was going to say. I was going to say we should watch it again when we're not sober and it's not 8 a.m.
Anyway, I'm going to go get dressed now.
Yes. So thank you for listening. And next week for May the 4th, Becca is going to be showing me Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
Oh my lordy.
I'm so ready.
I'm not. I haven't seen this since I was a kid, but that's all right. We're going to watch it.
Thank you and goodbye.
Good night.